So the first exercise I'm going to chase is going to be called Attention Through Relinquishing Resources. And we start with a resource we can control, such as a little piece of food. So I'm going to show him that piece of food. He jumps to get it, I just take it away. And in fact, because he's really excitable today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand on the leash. Take away jumping. So I'm going to show him the food, and I'm going to wait, yes, until he looks back at me. Law of averages says at some point he's going to look back at me. Now, I should also say that there is a dog just over there in a crate, so he is working in the same vicinity with another dog, even though he doesn't have access to it, it's not loose. But it is a distraction for him, and it's a challenge for him. So I'm going to make sure I change hands also. Show him the food, yes. When he looks back at me, he gets the treat. Yes. Yes. The reason we do it this way is because we need him to be able to eventually see his triggers and be able to let them go. But when we're training them, we start with something simple, like a piece of food. We can control it. Yes. So this is the beginning of teaching him self-imposed self-control. Yes. Now the reason I change hands, yes, good boy. The reason I change hands is because, yes, the way I put it is dogs think in pictures. And what I mean when I say that is that dogs' language is body language. Yes. So they are always watching our body cues to understand what we want from them. Yes. And if I only show him, yes, one picture, like always this way, then this picture becomes part of the cue that says, pay attention to me. But we don't want it to just be this picture. We need it to be generalized. So we change hands, yes, to make sure that he understands that it's not about how I look, it's about our connection. Yes. So he's still rather hard-mouthed when he takes the food, which is why I'm offering it to him flat-handed. When they're hard-mouthed, what it's telling me is that they're still struggling. They're still under a little bit of stress. And that's why they're biting. So, cheeks. Cheekser. So, that's the first thing. You want to do lots of that. You want to do that in quiet atmosphere, yes. I'm always going to pay attention also, whether I'm asking for it with body language or not. You always want to pay attention. You always want to building connection between you, yes. The stronger the connection is between Chase and his handler, and the more confidence his handler has in understanding him, yes, and knowing when he's going to go off and when it's safe to stay in a situation, that's all going to play into, yes, managing his reactiveness. The one thing that I want to be sure that everyone that works with reactive dogs knows is a reactive dog is always a reactive dog. They're never fixed. The reactivity never goes away. It's like an alcoholic. An alcoholic can be sober for 30 years, but they're still an alcoholic. So a reactive dog can get control of his behavior, he can work well with a handler, but he is always a reactive dog. And what that means is under duress or without maintenance of proper behavior, he will regress to that reactive state. That's part of his DNA. It's part of who he is. Did his living environment and experiences growing up play into it? Absolutely. But he was predisposed to that reactivity, and that's why those incidences in his life and his experiences of life have brought him to this place. Yes. There is a very good dog inside here. He's not a bad dog. He's just very reactive, and he doesn't know how to manage his emotions. So that's what we're trying to teach him. We're teaching him how to be self-imposed, self-control, be chill, right baby? Be chill. He does everything with a lot of gusto. Part of that is his youth. He's just like woo about everything. But he needs to learn to chill out a little bit because he's a big dog and he can hurt you without even thinking about it. So he just doesn't know. He has no boundaries. He just doesn't know. Yes, good boy. Yes, could you sit? Sit. Thank you. Very nice. Good boy. So he is a good dog. but the reactivity is a part of him that's always going to be a part of him. So he will need to be an owner that is very behavior savvy. And I would suggest that no matter how good he is, when you do finally decide to find him a home, that you, yes, I would make a condition of adoption that the new owner should go to some course with a trainer to learn how to manage, how to read, and how to implement his lessons so that he can build a bond with them under the umbrella of someone who can help them. Because we don't want him to do all this work and then go backwards. You're a good boy. Thank you so much. Good boy, yes. So the next thing, of course, I want to teach him, and I think he might have learned a little bit of this already, is the touch cue, which is to nose bump my hand. Touch, yes. So he touches my hand, I say yes, and I give him a treat. Touch. Someone taught him to shake a paw, because when I do it with his hand, he must shake a paw. Touch. Touch, yes, good boy. So I'm just going to move my hand around so he understands that touch means nose bump. Good boy. Now what he does want to learn here, and what touch is useful for also, where are you, bud? Sit. Is that if I put my hand out and I don't say touch, you shouldn't touch it. Yes. Because we don't want him grabbing people's hands, thinking there's food there all the time. So if I just put it out there and I say, see, good boy. I say nothing, he doesn't touch it. But if I say touch, no, not with Papa, touch, 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 yes. So I'm going to help him a little bit. Touch. He's getting kind of paw obsessed. That's okay. Yes. Good boy. Touch. Yes. So I'm going to make it easier for him by putting my hand much closer to his face for the touch, so that it's not really a space there for him until he understands that touch isn't paw. I'll give him a cue for paws. Touch. Yes. Because he obviously likes that trick, and it's good for him to have a trick. Touch. Yes. So touch is really useful because it also teaches them not to touch. Yes. See? Good boy. Touch, yes. Touch, yes. See? Oh, sorry, I missed it, buddy. It's right here. It's still the summer control. Alright, so I'm just going to take a break while I reload more treats. Good boy, hon.